Hello and welcome to another YouTube video. I am so sorry that it's taken me so long to post. I have been so busy and I decided that I would pop on here and I said, you know what, I have a couple videos saved in my photo album. I'll just post that and I'll talk about some of the struggles that artists might be able to relate to as a student with a full-time job, being a part-time artist and still, managing social media. It gets very hectic and very busy, and I feel like I just needed to talk about a few things. So the first one would be feeling guilty when you're not creating. And I feel like this is something that I have very much struggled with over the past couple of weeks. Again, being so busy, I do not have time to draw every day. I don't have time to paint every day. Honestly, most of the time I tend to draw on Friday nights, possibly Saturday and Sunday nights, and it's always me going to sleep at like 2, 3 a.m. in the morning. That's the time that I have to create. Because during the week, I have to focus on my job, I have to focus on schoolwork, going to class, and it's a lot. And sometimes I feel guilty calling myself an artist, even when I don't have time to make something every day. And I just want to put that out there and encourage someone who might be struggling with the same thing, that you're still an artist, even if you don't have time to create every single day. And the other thing that goes along with that would be comparing yourself to other artists online. Remember that social media does not always tell you the truth. I see lots of artists online who tend to post, new drawings every single day. And it's very much possible that they created all of that art and took all of those videos in the span of one day, because I've done that before. That's how I tend to make my stuff. And just because you're posting things that you think aren't good enough, do not let that discourage you. Lately, I've been feeling guilty for not creating such detailed drawings like the way that I used to make them in the past when I actually had time to draw. And you know what? Sometimes I have to remind myself, bad art is still art. You still put in the work, you still put in the time, the little time that you had to create. And it's all about progress. It's not about perfection. And that's something that I've really had to ingrain into my brain, is that just because I created something in 30 minutes compared to what I used to make in the span of like 2 hours, obviously it's not gonna be as detailed. And I just have to remind myself that it's about practice. It's about not losing the practice, about not losing the inspiration. So, you know what? Bad art is still art, and you're still trying. So you gotta give yourself some props for that. And I guess a third thing would be losing motivation after posting something that flops. Not all of my videos do well. Not all of my drawings do well. In fact, I feel like sometimes the art that I create that I like the most does worse on social media. And the art that I tend to put together in the span of like 30 minutes and that I really don't like tends to do the best on social media. I still don't understand how that works, but you know what? Likes and comments should not equate, how good an art piece is. I've had to learn that if I love that art piece, if I love what I create, that should be enough for me, because one, you're not going to be able to make everyone happy, and two, only you know what your art means to you. It adds a deeper meaning for a lot of us. I mean, we're creating from our emotions, from our experiences, and a lot of people are not going to understand that. So the art piece might mean more to you than it does to people on social media. And that's totally okay. It's okay if a video doesn't do well. Sometimes it's not even that your art wasn't good. It's just that the algorithm just sucked that day. I don't know. I've had lots of experience with that. So do not let that discourage you just because something doesn't do very well. And I guess the last thing would be not feeling like your art is good enough to post. And I feel like I struggled a lot with that in the very beginning because I've heard a lot of people say, like, I'll post when I get good. And I feel like in my case, I posted even though my art was really bad. I mean, like, if you look at the art that I created at the beginning when I first started posting, it's so bad. Like, literally so bad compared to what I make now. And even now, it's not perfect. I still feel like there's a lot of areas where I can improve. But just to be able to see the progress is absolutely insane to me. And you don't know how many people you encourage when you show them your progress. Like, hey, this is where I started and this is where I'm at now. Like, you can encourage other people to also post their creative process. And it's inevitable. You're going to get negative comments and people are going to hate. But let that push you to learn more art concepts. Let that push you to keep creating, to keep practicing. And please do not let that discourage you. And if you feel like your art isn't good enough, trust me, every single artist that you follow, that you admire, has gone through that exact same feeling. So just join the club. Just keep posting even though you don't feel like you're good enough. And well, that's it for this video. I will see you in the next one. And thank you for listening. Love you.